This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined as always by Eddie Hearn. We're here at the Smith-Eggington press conference in Liverpool. How you doing, Ed?
Doing very well. I'm just sort of struggling to understand your loss of your beard, if that's a good thing or bad thing for Rob Tebbutt. Because I find that when I have a shave and lose a stubble, it makes me look much younger, but much uglier. And I think that is the perfect assessment of your current situation.
Well, it makes me look a bit fatter as well, because I don't have the beard to hide the double chin.
You literally look 5 or 6 years younger, but I can now see your whole face, which may not be a good thing.
Well, you told me the other day I looked mid-30s and I look like a hangout at Star Trek convention, so I had to change it.
You look sort of mid-20s or late 20s now, and it's good because it was getting to that stage where I didn't know what was in there. You know, like baked beans or something that you've eaten, or we wouldn't have known. So I think it's good.
To be fair, I was at the Billy Joe Saunders press conference with Coogan the other day. I had a sandwich, and there was definitely things that, it wasn't great. Anyway, I know you've got a shoot. We've got a lot of people behind us. Talk to me about Saturday's card in Liverpool. Let's start at the top, work our way down. Smith-Eggington, good first fight for Liam Smith under Matchroom banner.
Yeah, it's a huge card, and it's brilliant to come to Liverpool, but always good when you've got a card like this. Like, you know, as a promoter, you can put on an average show, a shit show, a great show, an amazing show. But when you come here, I kind of know, and everything is completely reflective in terms of the ticket sales to the quality of the show. So we've got 8,000 coming in on Saturday. It's going to be mental because they know, they're educated fight fans, this is a great card. Smith-Eggington, great fight back for Liam Smith. Sam Eggington, who is definitely the underdog in this fight. They've sparred many, many rounds. It's been extremely explosive. You know exactly what you're going to get in that fight. You're going to get a tear up. Liam Smith is definitely the favourite on paper. Sam looks great, he's in great condition, and he's going to go for it. You know, he's won British, Commonwealth, European titles. Smith's a former world champion, fighting in Liverpool for the first time in a long time. First fight with us, and I'm excited to see it.
That fight promises a lot of fireworks in the ring. Today's press conference, we saw a lot of fireworks outside the ring. That was actually the most reserved fight on the bill. We saw David Price and Cash Ali. I've never seen David Price like that.
I loved it. I mean, Price, probably the criticism for Price is that he has been too nice. And what happened, I think, is Cash Ali said in the build-up that he was a quitter. And I think to any fighter, that sort of cuts you quite deep. And Price came straight out of the blocks, you know, going for him. And he's got that spite. You know, he also swore, which is quite unusual for that, with a C-bomb. And I was excited for that fight. Now I'm really excited because I don't think Cash Ali will come and do what he said he's going to do, which is hold his feet and knock him out. But he'll be moving and he'll be awkward. But I think Price, for the first time, has that bit between his teeth where he actually wants to knock his opponent clean out. Like, he really wants to do it. So I'm excited to see it. And it's a big fight for both of them because Price is only ever one fight away from a big fight. And so now Cash Ali is as well. And I think more importantly in this fight, what David Price said in the press conference, which I think couldn't be more true. If what happened to me had happened to you, you wouldn't be sitting here right now. And I think that goes for any man, because what Price he's come back from time and time again, and imagine the stick he gets. Like, it's a tough game when you're getting up training every single day, going in having fight, getting beat, getting knocked out, and then people are saying, mate, you're a joke, just retire. But you've still got that desire, you still think you have something to offer the sport. And with Pricey, probably the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division, and maybe one of the most vulnerable as well. That is why you always get thrilling entertainment from David Price.
I'm going to try and skate through this because there's a few people behind me waiting to get a word with you. Fowler-Fitzgerald, that didn't disappoint. Yeah. Again, another fiery domestic clash.
Really good fight that a lot of people are talking about. You know, there you have a fight that probably has come too early for both of them in terms of what should be done. But you have a fight between two young fighters who both believe they're going to win. Both Commonwealth Games gold medalists, both former Team GB members. It's Liverpool against Preston. You know, Fitz has like over 1,000 people come in. It's just going to be brilliant. Fitz is in shape like I've never seen him before. Fowler is so confident, it's frightening. Don't expect it to go to 10, but I expect a thrilling fight between two very, very, very good young fighters.
Before we move on to other things, just sum up the rest of the card for us if you can. We've got Robbie Davis Jr. versus Joe Hughes.
Yeah, Robbie Davis Jr. against Joe Hughes is British and European title, and it's like the fourth fight on the card. Then you've got a Facebook fight at 6 o'clock, which is Bowes against Farrell for the Commonwealth title. I mean, it's a mad night of boxing. Plus you've got Tasha Jonas, Paul Butler, Craig Glover, Jed Carroll, Tom Hart making his pro debut as well, GB fighter. So it's a massive night. I can't wait. I can't wait to just get there from 4:30, and I won't leave my seat. Just watch the boxing all night as a fan, really. because especially those TV fights, it's, you know, competitive fight after competitive fight, great narrative, especially now with the Price Ali fight as well. Buzzing for Saturday.
Saw Anthony Crawley here today, did a little mini press conference before the press conference, just a couple of weeks away now before his challenge against Vasyl Lomachenko. Joe Gallagher told me that it potentially could be the biggest upset in boxing history.
Well, Joe's always a very good promoter as well. Listen, he's right, it's a massive ask for Anthony Crawley, but the only thing I will say is you're not asking. Crawler's not a deluded fighter, you know. Gallagher's not a deluded trainer. They know, they study Lomachenko. Crawler's been around these guys, never boxed anyone as good as Lomachenko, but probably done the next best, boxing Linares twice. So he knows what he's got to do. He's the underdog in the fight. He's got nothing to lose. You know, he's going again for the Ring Magazine belt. The story just keeps on going for Anthony Crawley. And he's confident. He's in the shape of his life. He's, like I said, he's not deluded. He's not going, I just know. He knows, I believe I can win this fight. I know I'm a massive underdog. But I've watched him. I've been around a long time. I believe I've got a great chance. So support him. You know, he's fighting one of the biggest stars in world boxing. He's making a fortune. He's getting that opportunity of a lifetime. Support him. You know, wish him the best. And whether he does it or not, we will see. I don't. You know, I find it very hard to doubt Anthony Crawley, and he seems very confident in his fight. But he is fighting a pound for pound great.
Speaking of Ring Magazine titles, saw Callum Smith here today. Joe said that he's basically going to box on the Anthony Joshua undercard. Any update on that?
Pretty much. I mean, he was due to go on the Usyk card, which we're just tinkering around with a date with. But he wants to go on Joshua's card, which we're working on at the moment. And there'll be an announcement next week about a number of fights actually from the Joshua card. And I do expect to see him at Madison Square Garden.
What's going on with Dillian Whyte, Eddie? I know some of his team are out in the Ukraine at the minute.
Yeah, Fabio Wardley is sparring with Usyk at the moment. So some of the guys are out there. We're waiting on the WBC decision, really, which will be in the next 2 weeks. Obviously, the request is to make him mandatory for the winner of Brazil against Wilder. And until that decision, the focus is still to box July 6, July 13 is a preferable date. And then, hopefully, become mandatory for the WBC.
The reason I said I know Vladimir Klitschko was over there with Usyk not too long ago. Can we read anything into that? There's obviously the rumours about Vladimir Klitschko boxing on DAZN.
No. Sorry.
Worth a punt. Yeah. What update can you give me on Vladimir Klitschko, if at all you can?
Not really. No, I mean, obviously there's chats. I think probably a few curious chats from Vladimir with various different people. Saw some rumours that he was talking to ESPN. Obviously the DAZN stuff as well. But no, nothing really to report on that. I don't think he's made any decisions, and I wouldn't know anyway.
Just final one. I was eavesdropping on your conversation with Gareth A. Davis. You were talking about potential Joshua Wilder in November. What can you tell me about that?
No, just that's obviously the ideal date to make that fight. He was saying that Wilder's come out and said he will only accept that fight if it's 50-50, and does that mean the fight's dead, and etc. I said, look, you know what? Like, just let the guys get on with their fights. Let him fight Brazil. I hope he wins that fight. Let AJ try and deal with Baby Miller, MSG, and then we try and make the fight. But obviously, November, December is the date of that fight. Usyk will be mandatory for the WBO, so he'll be called as well. Obviously, the undisputed fight would take priority over that, so the winner would have to fight Usyk. So yeah, the focus really is just June 1. And obviously, the reason I said November is because November, December will be AJ's next fight if he can beat Big Baby Miller. Just final word. Where does kissing Kubrat Pulev fit into all of this? IBF mandatory challenger? I'm not going to stick one on you. So the IBF, I thought you were going to ask me what did I think of it. Yeah. The IBF comes after the WBO. So the WBO mandatory is next. So that could be either November, December or March or April. So the IBF mandatory could either be March or April or October, November. So Pulev, we will have to fight Pulev at some stage. Will the WBC, or will a potential undisputed fight, would that supersede any mandatories, WBO, IBF? WBO and IBF, yeah. Okay, right. Eddie, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Look forward to catching up with you soon. Cheers, mate. Thank you.